The moments when you are down on the ground, defeated, demotivated, and doubting yourself, thinking, am I good enough? These are the moments that define you. Randy Couture had his first fight at the age of 10 when his best friend's big brother decided to throw him in a novice match just for laughs. When he got his first bloody nose, he had no idea how his life was going to pan out. But what he did know was that this was what he wanted. Randy Couture started fighting because of his father, but he never even saw him fight a single match. This is the heart-wrenching yet inspiring story of Randy Couture. Watch the full videos to learn from the greatest of all time. Couture, son of Sharon Amelia, née King, and Edward Lewis, Ed Couture, started wrestling at the young age of 10. After his best friend's brother threw him into a novice match, Couture knew this was what he wanted. He had always heard everyone around him what a great wrestler his father was. Deep down, he knew he wanted to do this to gain his father's approval. Hence, he first tried out for the wrestling team at Linwood High School, but that did not work out. He came back again, better and bigger, only to win the state championship during his senior year in wrestling. After high school, Randy Couture registered for the U.S. He served from 1982 to 1988. There, he applied for the wrestling team tryouts. A clerical error led Couture to Greco-Roman tryouts. Despite having no experience, he still decided to give it a go. After getting discharged from the Army, Couture made strides in wrestling. He became a three-time Olympic team alternate, 1988, 1992, and 1996, a semifinalist at the 2000 Olympic trials, a three-time NCAA Division I All-American, and a two-time NCAA Division I runner-up, 1991 and 1992, at Oklahoma State University. In 1992, he was the Division I runner-up at 190 pounds, coming in second after Mark Kerr. Aristotle believed that courage was the first human virtue because without that, none of the others were possible. For Couture, it started with his debut at UFC 13 in May 1997. He was called in as an alternate on 3 weeks' notice only. Yet, Couture's new courage was everything. He faced Tony Halm and Steve Graham. He defeated both of them without much practice. The world knew he was going to be someone great. Couture returned to UFC 15 to fight Vitor Belfort to determine the #1 contender for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. No one expected Couture to win, but what they did not know was that he had a game. Couture secured a surprising victory. Right after this, Randy Couture challenged Maurice Smith for his UFC Heavyweight Champion title. Couture won the slow-paced fight, becoming the new UFC Heavyweight Champion. In 1998, Couture decided to sign with Vale Tudo Japan, which required him to let go of his UFC Heavyweight title. In 2000, Couture returned to the rings of MMA. After he triumphed over Jeremy Horn and Ryushi Yanagisawa, he got yet another chance to claim the title of UFC Heavyweight Champion. And so he did. Couture TKO'd Kevin Randleman to win his second UFC Heavyweight Championship. Randy Couture's first ever title defense came against Pedro Rizzo at UFC 31 and second at UFC 34. Couture won both of them. Randy lost his UFC champion title against Josh Barnett, who was later tested positive for steroids. The UFC heavyweight champion title became vacant. Couture fought Rico Rodriguez for the title but submitted in the 5th round due to an elbow strike that broke his orbital bone. Randy did not take the loss too well and decided to shift to the light heavyweight championship division. His first opponent, Chuck Liddell, did not fathom what was coming his way. Couture outstruck Liddell for 3 rounds and won by TKO via strikes from full mount. This made him the first UFC fighter to win titles in 2 weight classes. His next fight came against Tito Ortiz in a champion versus champion fight. At 40 years old, Couture became the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion. Now was Couture's time to defend his title. Vitor Belfort opened a cut on Couture's eye with a left hook. The fight had to be stopped. In another fight later on, Couture dominated, becoming a 2-time UFC light heavyweight champion. Chuck Liddell became Randy Couture's most sought-after opponent on the UFC stage. His final bout just before retirement was scheduled with Liddell at UFC 57 in 2006. By now, Couture had lost all power and was knocked out. He immediately announced his retirement after this match. On June 24, 2006, Couture was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, becoming the fourth inductee after Royce Gracie, Dan Severn, and Ken Shamrock. But in their hearts, everyone knew this was not the end of the greatest fighter of all time. After taking retirement, Couture tried his hand as a regular broadcast commentator for UFC events and as an actor. He starred in the movie Big Stan alongside fellow mixed martial artists Don Fry and Bob Sapp. He even appeared in 2 premiere episodes of the Spike TV show Pros vs. Joes in January 2007. Soon after, Couture decided to come out of retirement. He confirmed a fight against Tim Sylvia for the UFC Heavyweight Championship at UFC 68. At the age of 43, Couture defeated Tim Sylvia by unanimous decision, becoming the UFC Heavyweight Champion for the 3rd time. At UFC 74, Couture successfully defended his title against Gabriel Gonzaga, despite breaking his left arm. Dedication knew no bounds. Despite this, Couture found himself in a dispute with UFC's Dana White. Disputes over pay, promotion, and treatment became a media frenzy. Couture resigned in 2007, severing ties with the UFC. A legal battle was pursued. After this, Randy Couture resorted to coaching at his gym Extreme Couture to train new fighters. But the story was not over yet. He returned to UFC once again, signing a new 3-fight contract. However, at the age of 47, Randy Couture, the Great, finally retired. Randy was a big media personality. In 2013, Couture signed with Bellator to be a coach in their reality show, Fight Master Bellator MMA, and also did commentary for Bellator 96. His retirement also kick-started his acting career. He has made appearances on Today You Die, The Unit, Dancing with the Stars, The Scorpion King 2, and so much more. That journey and the hard-won courage he had gathered helped him walk into an arena full of 55,000 people and take what he deserved. Randy Couture was free to define who he was as a person, but every single time he chose to be known for his courage. He was a product of his own will. To be great, he achieved what he set out to achieve. Today, he has a net worth of $7 million and a Hall of Fame. This is how legends are made. This is the motivational success story of Randy Couture. Comment below to let us know who would you like to see next. Subscribe for more videos.